Hi, so today we're going to be discussing Condorcet's paradox, and this is Jen. She was in my last video for Prisoner's Dilemma. So Condorcet's paradox is an issue that comes up in voting, and the reason why it's a paradox is because it's contradictory or opposite to what was expected of the outcome. While it doesn't always happen, the chances of it happening go up when there's either one more voters or two more choices. So that's going to make sense after I explain it with this graph here. So say three friends are going out to lunch, and one friend suggests Arab Delight. And they're all like, oh, cool. And the other friend suggests Burger Barn. So they put it up against a vote, and Arab Delight wins against Burger Barn. But then the third friend, Lynn, throws in China Cafe. Well, what'll happen is China Cafe will beat out Arab Delight. But then Billy comes back and he's like, wait, can we take another vote? I want to go to the Burger Barn. She's like, wow, you're fucking persistent. So they vote again, and Burger Barn beats out China Cafe. So then who's the winner? There isn't a winner. It's a fucking circle of stupidity.
Okay.
Because what happens is when you have two against each other, one will win. But when it's like that in a three, it'll keep cycling over who wins.
Mm-hmm.
So A will always beat B, B will always beat C, and C will always beat A. But then it just restarts the cycle.
So like rock, paper, scissors.
Kinda, yeah. Except rock, paper, scissors has a winner when there's only two. But if there's three, then there is no winner. Oh my god. Anyways. So in most times in voting you expect there to be a winner, but in this there isn't, and that's what kind of messes up the whole cycle. And the reason why it's more likely to happen when there's more voters is because there's more people that suggest things, and more people to vote on things, more people to complete the cycle.
Okay.
And there's only like a few ways to like stop this, and that would be to have one person to say, we're gonna go with this, and it's either option 1 or option 2, and there's no option 3. That way there's a for sure winner in there. Or like the absolute way to solve this would to be a dictator who would just be like, we're going with option 1. I don't care what you guys think. And then there's also another option where there's a reversion point where if you get caught in this cycle, you end up going back to, say you have option 1, 2, and 3. Anyways, 1, 2, and 3. They say if you can't vote on one specific option, we all just pick one. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but the issue with the reversion point is it has to have an original agenda setter, and the person who sets the reversion point is the agenda setter. So technically there's still an agenda setter, but there isn't. But yeah, so the issue is it's a cycle of voting that never ends unless there is someone to for sure pick a option.
Okay. So does this happen in United States voting at all?
It wouldn't happen in like a 2 voting system, but like there were like 3 options, kind of like in Congress. Like sometimes they have a depiction of it where it's linear, and it's like this one's more for it, and this one's less for it, and people will vote for that. But the winner will always end up being the person who votes somewhere in the center, no matter where it is, as long as it's the median voter. So it can happen in Congress. Doesn't always necessarily mean it does. It's the reason why it's kind of a paradox.
Okay.
So, why is it a paradox?
Because there's no absolute winner.
But like,
It just keeps going in circles.
but what exactly makes it a paradox?
So it doesn't really happen that often?
No, like, it would be that it's the opposite of what's expected.
Okay.
So, like, no one expected it to happen, but it still does. Like, no one expects there to be a cycle in a voting system, but it happens anyways.
Okay.
So, and like, what are some of the ways that increases the chances of it happening?
When there are like 3 or more options and more people voting.
Yeah, there's more people voting, there's more options. And like, what's one of the ways we can solve this?
By the it's like reversion point or something like that.
That's
or
one of them,
a
yeah.
dictatorship.
And that's like the absolute way to solve it. Somebody deciding for everyone.
Yeah.
So,
Or them like wiping out one option, right?
I mean, I guess wiping out one option would work, but then you'd get someone who's very unhappy with that. And that would also require an agenda setter to say which option is wiped out. Yeah.
Okay.
So you got it?
Got it.
You think you learned it?
Yeah.
What is this whole thing called?
Some kind of paradox.
Condorcet's paradox.
I don't even know how to say that.
Condorcet's
Condorcet's
paradox.
Condorcet.
Can I pray for an A on this? Give me them 10 points. Anyways, thank you, I guess. That's it. Bye.